Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be sharing with you my Louis Vuitton Keepall 60. It is the largest size of the Keepalls. It literally looks like a giant speedy bandolier and I love it so much. I wanted to give you a quick little peek at it and show you what it looks like, what fits in here, but I also wanted to take the time to share with you what I used this for last year. I've used it quite a few times. I purchased it almost 2 years ago, but last year I had my fourth baby, and actually, no, in 2024 I had my fourth baby. Ooh, time flies. And I used this bag as my hospital bag, and I thought it would just be fun to show you how I packed it and everything that fits in there. So if that sounds like something that you are interested in, stick around and let's get right into this. So this is the Keepall 60. It's Louis Vuitton, and at first I wasn't sure which size I wanted to purchase, and now that I have the 60, I'm so glad I went with it. It is used. You can see here some of the hardware, well, pretty much just these two pieces right here are worn. The handle is a little darker. I think whoever had this bag before me must have spilled something, or maybe had held onto that handle a little bit more. It had a little more wear, but honestly, it is in great shape. The canvas and the color has worn very nicely. I'm showing you this so that you can compare the canvas. This is my Neverfull GM, and it's just the canvas is not as bright as the Keepall that I have here, so I'm pretty happy with it. It is definitely bigger and able to hold a lot more than the Louis Vuitton GM because there's more vachetta on this bag and more hardware on this bag. It is quite heavy, and for that reason I do not put an insert into it. I don't want more weight on this bag. It folds up just like this. Typically, I don't store it this way. I usually keep off-season clothes in it. Like right now, the holidays just ended, and I'll put all my Christmas sweaters back in here, and that's kind of what keeps it in its nice shape. So let me stack up some items here, and I'll go through them one by one and kind of break everything down to you and show you and share with you some of my favorite things. So as you can tell from the title of this video, I am a board certified lactation nurse. I do have experience as a mom of 4. Like I mentioned, my oldest is 8 and my youngest is 1. And I have some experience with packing a hospital bag and some experience with breastfeeding. And so I thought it would be fun to just kind of show you what I took with me, what I would recommend if you were a first-time mom, if you're a mom who likes to take nice things with you, what I would recommend taking with you. And also I'll throw in some breastfeeding items that I think are essential for all moms. If you like these sort of videos and you want to see more mom videos or more education videos about breastfeeding or anything in particular, please let me know in the comments. I am more than happy to do that for you. I did also at that time take my Keepall, and I also took my Neverfull, and all of this stuff, guys, all my stuff and baby stuff fit in the Neverfull. It wouldn't fit in the Neverfull, it would fit in the Keepall. And I had actually used this strap, which you may have seen in my other videos. I use it on my Speedy. I have a Speedy 25 in Damier Azur, and I also have a Speedy Monogram in 35. And I love this strap because it's more casual, it's a little more comfortable. And so I did use it when I went to the hospital. Just because I felt like it was a little more casual and it was easier to carry. I packed all of these items, which I'll go over individually after these items here. So let me see here. We can start with, I'll start with, let me just slide this stuff over. Let's start with what's in my toiletry. Or actually, let's start with this little one. So I don't have anything in here right now, but this is the Longchamp. It's like a coin pouch. And what I originally used this for was for hair ties. I had a chapstick in here. I actually had some re-wetting eye drops in here. Just little tiny knickerknackers that I can basically fit in this tiny bag. I just like the bag. I think it's super cute. And I just wanted an excuse to use it and carry it in my bag. But those items do fit in there. You can put whatever you want. I guess it's actually designed for change. Cash, cards will fit in here. You can use it as a wallet. I've seen where people actually use these even as little crossbodies, but I used mine for some other things. And this is the toiletry pouch. This is one of 3 toiletry pouches that I have. This is the largest size. It's the 26. And I do have, it is wipeable, like the inside of toiletry bags are wipeable, but I'm carrying a couple things in here. This is my Rosalie wallet in monogram, and I do recommend taking your wallet with you to the hospital with your ID. You're going to need that sort of stuff, a medical card, whatever you take. I could have also just put like all of these items directly into the organizer's pouches. I took my Kindle with me because I do have a couple books and my Bible on here. I also had taken this little gadget, which it doesn't work very well now, but when it was brand new, it worked just fine. And it allowed me to charge my watch, my Apple Watch, the iPods, and the phone all at the same time. So this is very convenient. And you can find that on Amazon. I also had taken my pocket planner. This honestly could have also not only worked for, like I used it for notes, but it could have also worked as a wallet. I could have taken my cards and just easily slipped them in the little card holder spots right in here. But you can put cash in here. I had taken some cash. I took my cards. I think I might even want to get a hot stamp right in there at some point. And I have this little book from Cloth and Paper. They have different options. You can get like the calendar and lined paper, but this is the graph paper. And I took one of these because I wanted to take notes. So after my baby was born, I just wanted to write down and not jot down what I remember while it was still fresh in my mind. I did not use these stickers when I was in the hospital, but I did take them with me. So I didn't say at the beginning of this video, but I did deliver my 4th baby. Actually, all my babies I've delivered in a hospital, and I didn't bring like a planner or anything else with me, but I would usually bring like a notebook or a baby book and just jot down my experience, what I remember, what happened, just for my own personal reference and memories. But it's a cute little pocketbook. It does hold a lot. And let's see what else was in here. I think that's it, but you can see I had the organizer in there. This one's in great shape. It's something I had also purchased used off of a Facebook group about 3 or 4 years ago, and I do have all 3 sizes, but this is one of my favorite sizes because it holds a lot. So you can carry makeup in here if you wanted to. I do recommend taking a large pouch and kind of dividing items within your hospital bag, so it just makes it easier to find them. Now this pouch, I think it was like $10 on Amazon. Oh, let me show you this. So I took the dust bag for the bandolier strap, because if you want to take it off, well, I took this strap off when I was there. I didn't want it dragging on the floor or off the nightstand, and I just rolled it up, put it in its dust bag, and just kind of tossed it back in the bag. Okay, so next we have this pouch. It reminds me of like the damier bean print. I thought it was just the cutest bag. It's like a fabric outside. You could wash this probably if it got a little dirty. But I got this on Amazon for $10, and I've used it for different things. But on this particular trip, I packed some stuff. I don't have my glasses in here, but I do wear contact lenses. I recommend taking your glasses if you wear contacts. You can put it in one of these pouches. Let me go through this first. So I'm going to go through this bag at the end because it kind of ties into breastfeeding stuff. I recommend if you're a first-time mom, you'll go on here and watch a bunch of YouTube videos and everybody's packing all these outfits and all this clothes and everyone's different. I guess to each their own, but as an experienced mom, take something cute, but make sure it's comfortable. I just thought this saying on here was so funny because after I have my babies, I don't want to be bothered. I just want to cuddle my baby, work on breastfeeding and healing. And so this is by EllandEmm. She has a lot of cute things on her boutique similar to this, and they don't cost you an arm and a leg. But I took that particular sweater, was the actual sweater I wore home with some cute green sweatpants, some joggers. But I had also taken this one, which I thought was so appropriate for after having a baby, to spend time with your baby and spend time healing and just taking care of yourself. The front says health and happiness. Again, this is from the EllandEmm shop. She has a website online. I'll try to link it down below, but you can find all kinds of things. Wear something loose, wear something comfy to come home in, even while you're there. Don't wear stuff. I don't recommend wearing stuff with zippers or a lot of hard fabrics or hard textures, because your baby's going to be up against you. You're going to want something that, even those like half zips right here, I feel like you're going to scratch your baby with the zipper that goes there. I just don't recommend it. Like, their skin is so soft. And that's that. And then I just recommend, like, obviously your coming home outfit, some joggers. You can honestly just go home in what you wore there. But again, I know like first time moms want to do all this cutesy stuff. Do bring a blanket, especially if you're having your baby in the colder months. My absolute favorite brand is Barefoot Dreams. I have the robe. I have blankets for each of my kids, and I got one for the baby. And this particular one is very well loved. I've used it every single day since I've had my baby. It's just exactly the same as the other Barefoot Dream blankets. However, this one is just a much smaller size, so it makes it easier to carry in your bag, and it fits perfectly with the baby in a car seat or on a swing at home or just next to you. You're going to be doing a lot of skin to skin with your baby, ideally, and it's just a very cozy blanket to be able to drape over your baby when you have them near your chest. I don't recommend using these blankets or this particular brand like to cover yourself while you're breastfeeding. I could go off on a tangent. I don't think any woman recovering in the hospital should be worrying about taking something to cover herself when she's breastfeeding. Like, family and friends need to stay out and just come and see you later, in my opinion. But it's a great blanket. It's very soft. The more you wash it, the softer it gets. And it's going to keep you and your baby cozy. And it makes cute pictures. I wanted to show this one too. This is one that I took with me to the hospital, and I did some photos with it. It's by Copper. It's by something Copper. I'll show you the tag right now if it says it on there. But it's big. Got it on Amazon too, and it has a lot of stretch to it. I don't recommend swaddling babies after they're born, but I know they like to swaddle them at the hospital, and I know it's common for a lot of people to swaddle their babies. So if you are going to use this for swaddling, it's a very, very soft, very breathable material. It's a beautiful color for the fall. My baby was born in September, so I loved these fall colors. But there you go. It's Copper Pearl. And big blanket. Later on you can use this and wrap it around your neck to breastfeed in public if you wanted to cover yourself. You can use it to drape over your car seat. It's very breathable. Has a lot of uses, but particularly I took it just to take some cute pictures while my baby was still in the hospital, versus having to carry in a bunch of baby clothes. Usually the hospitals give you baby clothes, but it's always fun to bring some of your little items. I still use it now. Like, I'll sit it on the very top of my Neverfull because I use my Neverfull as like my diaper bag / purse. And I'll tend to put like a swaddle blanket or a muslin blanket or this particular blanket right on top. And it kind of keeps things from falling out. This was another one I really liked. I don't remember if I took this one with me to the hospital or not, but it's absolutely beautiful, lightweight, breathable. I also got this on Amazon. I'm trying to see if there's a name. Not really. But if it's on my registry still, I'll definitely try to link it below. But just bring really soft, cozy blankets, 1 or 2. You know, these come in handy a lot. I cannot stress enough if your goal is to breastfeed your baby, especially exclusively breastfeed. Like those first 24 hours, your baby should be on you, on your chest, either breastfeeding or just doing skin to skin. And these blankets are just the greatest to cover them on your chest and just keep yourself and your baby cozy and warm. You don't want them losing a lot of heat. These I brought with me. They are so adorable, the softest things ever. They're from Pottery Barn. You don't have to do this, but because I knew my children were going to come to visit their little brother in the hospital, I brought something for them to kind of like a gift that the baby was giving to them. And they're just super cute. They're very soft. I think these are actually designed with some weight in them. So if you wanted to use them in your nursery, you can set them up on the counter. But this particular one was for my daughter and for my son. And they have a couple different characters. They have a dog. And I think they have like 4 or 5 options that you can pick from. And if these are still available, I'll definitely link them down below. But again, they're from Pottery Barn. And I'm just trying to see if I can show you how they sit on their own. And there's even like sand. I don't know if it's sand, beans, but there's like something in here. It's on the tush and it's also on the feet and the hands just to give it weight. And then you can always cut these off, which is what I plan to do. I just haven't gotten around to it, and it's been a year, so maybe now I'll do it right. All right, my tried and true. As a mom of 4 who has breastfed exclusively 4 times, the longest time 2 years, and is a board certified lactation nurse, this is what I would recommend. Okay? Now, I know other YouTubers are going to recommend other things, and I will tell you why these are my tried and true and what I've seen as a lactation nurse from other items. Stay away from the silverettes, girls. I've seen way too many ladies come in with yeast infections and just horrible results. These are the best. These are actually not silverettes. These are called comfort shells. They are created so that your nipple can sit right in the center there, and it can breathe through these little holes so you don't have yeast. We all naturally have yeast on our skin, but if you're breastfeeding and you have sore or cracking nipples or just a lot of things going on in that area, and it creates a nice warm environment where there's now sugar and moisture from the milk, and it's just the best spot for yeast infection and pain. And most nipple pain is coming not so much from you breastfeeding, but just from the way you're caring for your nipples and your skin, and from how you take care of yourself. So another alternative are these. They're kind of like panty liners for your bra. So they come in big boxes. I only take 2 because I'll lather myself in nipple cream or nipple butter as soon as baby's born, after I do that first initial latch. And we are really supposed to be switching these out after every single use. So if you're breastfeeding every 2 hours, you should be tossing these and starting with the fresh pair every 2 hours. That's why when you buy these, they come in a ginormous box with a bunch of them. And you can see it's just like a very soft panty liner material, but for your breast. And it does have the little stickies if you want to stick them. So I only took 1 set because you're not gushing milk when your baby's born. Where I live and where I delivered, the hospital would kind of like discharge you or kick you out after like 24 hours, maybe 48 hours. And so milk usually will come in on day 3. and so you don't need to take a bunch of them with you, but definitely take a nipple butter, a cream, honestly, anything that you are comfortable with or that you want to try is totally fine. You can even just take straight up coconut oil in a little container, or olive oil, which is what a lot of these butters are essentially made out of or concentrated in. But having something where you can moisturize in between latching and breastfeeding is great. Let's see, I'll show you these other things, but these are like the 3 main items I take for breastfeeding, and that is it. That's it. So, like I said, if you guys want to talk more about that on a separate video, I will. Now, when you're pregnant, you are very dry. Your hands are dry. Hospital environment is super dry, so I take good hand lotions. Your feet get really dry, and this is the best stuff, you guys. Best, hands down. It's Carousel, and it's very inexpensive. You can find it on Amazon. It's awesome for dry feet. I mean, you will put this on. It absorbs quickly. Your feet look like you had just had a pedicure. And it's kind of like this thick, aquaphor-y type of ointment. I always take re-wetting drops, because after you have a baby, even if you wear contacts and let's say you doze off and you have a little nap with your contacts on, which has happened to me, I will re-wet them. I take a mirror with me to have on my nightstand or on like the bedside table. I take dry shampoo with me. I don't plan to be there long enough to really have to shower or do my hair. I don't take blow dryers. I don't take flat irons. I just take the dry shampoo. This is the best non-scented, just very simple, lightweight moisturizer by EllandEmm. I took my Gucci. It's kind of like an all-purpose balm, which honestly, you can put nipple butter on your lips or on your face or on your hands, honestly, if you feel really chapped. But I just wanted to take these 2 just to have some options. To me, chapstick and just something to moisturize my lips with when I'm recovering or in the hospital setting is super important, because it is so dry in there. It is so dry. And this little bag, I'll link it down below. I'm pretty sure they still have it. It comes in a couple different color options on Amazon. And that's all I took. I kept it so simple. And I try to have all of this stuff all ready to go in my hospital bag. The only thing I would add in last minute would be my wallet, that Rosalie wallet that you saw, or maybe my Kindle, a charger, headphones, things like that. I would toss in last minute. I did take, which I'm not showing in this video, but I did take like just the most simplest makeup. I think I took like an Anastasia brow pin and some brow gel and a tiny little travel concealer. I did not pack like my whole case of makeup. I don't care. I'm there recovering, having a baby, like I said, focusing on breastfeeding, falling in and out of napping. It is not like props to you if you can find the energy and the desire to really want to do like a full face of makeup or your hair while you're there, but not me. Last but not least, some other little items I recommend. Take some cozy socks. Hospitals are very cold. So some comfy socks that keep your legs warm and your feet warm, or even compression stockings. A lot of women swell, especially if you have pain medication or IV fluids going for some time before you deliver. Even if you don't, my 4th delivery was only 3 hours long and I still swelled. Take a nursing bra with you if you're not already using one during your prenatal period. You can take one with you. Preferably, I recommend one that clips. Get it a little bigger than you need it, because your breasts will swell and grow also from the fluids and also from milk coming in, and then they're just comfortable. You know, later on, if you want to get a cute nursing bra or one that fits you a little tighter, then that's up to you. But like those first couple days, especially immediately after, those are nice. And then I used to always take a couple of these extra large maxi pads, the ones for overnight, because I did not like the ones that my hospital had at all. These are great, especially for the ride home. And then I loved these. I had seen a couple YouTubers recommending these. These are the Mom Frida like postpartum disposable briefs, and it's one size fits all. They are so comfortable, super stretchy. I'll try to show you here. Nice thick waistband. I mean, when you put them on, they do feel a little wonky because, again, it's one size fits all. So you still have a belly, and all of us have different size bellies, different size booties, and these are one size fits all. But for the most part, you can tell, like, this is going to hold up way better than the mesh underwear they give you in the hospital. So take a couple of those, and this is it has a couple different names. Some people call them fajas, some people call them girdles, but it's basically like a waistband, not like the workout sweatbands, but just like an abdominal binder. And I don't usually use this immediately after, but with my fourth baby, I had a lot of back pain. And I'm glad I took this because it really did help support my back. I mean, you can see, like, it's not as stretchy as the ones that are out now. I've had this one for 8 years. I don't even think they make this anymore, but it's the belly band. And that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see anything else, let me know. Catch you in the next one.